Thank you very much, and welcome. Welcome back to many of you who are parents and friends and family of the Disney 2 Magnet School. We're so delighted to be able to host them again. These things are so important for building programs, and it's been my delight to be able to hear this fine young band play and to work with them just a little bit. But I heard them last week, and they sounded good, and then I heard them warming up now before the show, and it's just gotten even that much better. And when I think back to last semester, you can hear the growth of these young musicians throughout the year under Mr. DeKind. And Roger is just such a fantastic person. He's an inspiration to be around. He makes you feel good, and just a wonderful person and mentor for these students. So we're glad to have a little partnership growing here with Disney 2. Musically, when I hear bands in the Chicago Public Schools, I hear many of them, and not many of them play with this type of rhythm, which is super important. So I want to encourage Mr. DeKind and these students to keep that up, rhythm, and counting. It's so important. And without any further ado, I want to bring Mr. DeKind to the stage and welcome the Disney 2 Magnet School.
Hello? Oh, it is.
Thank you very, very much. That was a composition called Tight Squeeze by our feature composer of the year, Alex Shapiro. She lives in the beautiful San Juan Islands of Washington State, and she composes using a lot of electroacoustic tracks, as you hear. And the idea is that the track now, this multimedia environment that we live in, is part of the ensemble. So that's what she's going for compositionally. And we had performed a piece called Liquid Compass on our very first concert of the fall semester, and then a fun piece. You Disney students may remember, it was called Lights Out and had lots of lights going on and everything. That was one of her compositions. And this one, Tight Squeeze, is actually interesting. I'm not sure if it says it in the program notes or not, but she was inspired by watching out of her windows this seagull fly down and nab this flounder out of the water and try to squeeze the thing down its gullet. So that's where the term tight squeeze comes from. So tonight's concert is a bridge concert between Black History Month and Women's History Month, and it's honoring women in different capacities here throughout the concert. Our next piece is One Life Beautiful by Julie Giraud, and I'm going to get to that in a minute. But I wanted to acknowledge a few people here behind us who were just the recent winners of our concerto competition. We're very busy, something always going on here at Northeastern. And we had two winners from the Wind Ensemble this year that just performed last week, Tuesday night, with the orchestra. And that's Jamal Crowder. Stand up, Jamal. And Patrick Feehan on timpani with a timpani concerto. It was really a fantastic concert, and these guys just, they were so cool, calm, and collected and just really nailed it. It was a fantastic concert. Elise Mock was a professor here at the university for over 50 years, I think 54 years she taught here. And she just recently passed in January, and she was going strong. And the concerto competition that we host here is called the Elise J. Mock Concerto Competition, and she sponsored the awards and put together this whole competition. And so our next piece is entitled One Life Beautiful, and it was written by Julie Giraud for the passing too soon of a prominent band director's daughter. She was only 30 years old. But as you'll read in your program notes, the composition also is a double entendre for meaning how precious life is and how we have one life to live it beautifully, and it's a beautiful thing. So we want to dedicate this next piece to Elise Mock, One Life Beautiful. So this next piece by Omar Thomas we featured on one of our fall concerts as well, but we wanted to bring it back especially for the theme of this concert. And in 2016, Obama dedicated the Stonewall Inn and area as a national monument, which is in kind of the lower part of Manhattan, where the Stonewall riots were. Stonewall Inn was a famous gay bar at the time, and it had raids by the police until finally they had had enough and started to speak out on their own. And so this piece is really a very interesting and tough piece from the standpoint of being strong and sturdy in your convictions about who you are and how we should all be accepted and all live our truths and live our lives and it not be such a big deal. This piece compositionally is, to me, it sounds like Ravel's Bolero meets the Avengers movies in a disco ball, Studio 54. So that gives you a little idea of the compositional style of a mother of a revolution. I was mentioning, we have so many wonderful things going on here at Northeastern. And in celebration of Women's History Month, before we go on break, spring break next week, we are bringing in an absolutely wonderful group all the way from Norway. There's a virtuoso trumpet player who's, you can Google her, and she's taken the world by storm. Her name is Tina Ting-Helseth, and she's assembled a group of 10 all-female brass players that will blow the walls down, and they're going to be right here Friday night at 7:30. So I'd like to invite you all back for that show, and I'll give you a little secret. If you go to neiu.edu/tickets, and you click on 10 Thing Concert, when you're checking out, if you put in 10 Thing in the promo code, you'll get a comp ticket. So come on back Friday night and help us celebrate. Here an absolutely wonderful group that we've brought in from Norway. They're going to deliver a fantastic concert. So be here, or be square. So speaking of brass, since it's near and dear to my heart, some of these groups that we bring in every year are part of a festival that I have put together several years ago now. It's the Chicago Brass Festival. And when I think back to the early years, I remember meeting this young phenom trombone player in high school. And I was brought in to do some coachings with this set of orchestras called the Classical and Symphony and the Protégé Symphony under Maestro Joe Glimpf, who used to be our string faculty member here. And I heard this trombone player, and I thought, wow, this kid's really got something. He needs to come here to school. And he did. And I'm so grateful that he did that. And he helped me build the Brass Festival. And he's been a part of this wind ensemble now for such a long time. And his sound is really the backbone of the wind ensemble's sound. And he just got exciting news that he's gotten a job promotion, but it requires him to move to Columbus. So I want you all to join in with me in wishing Anthony DeFrancisco the absolute best. And remember, your family's all here. Not just Mom, who's playing flute with us tonight, and sisters, but your NEIU family you'll always have. So Anthony, stand up. Let us give you a warm ovation. Thank you so much for that. And Anthony, you will truly be missed, for sure. Yeah. This last piece that we're going to play is a dedication to Rosa Parks and her courage. And it's an epic tone poem of her life in 3 parts. Her early years and her training, and to be an activist, and the actual courage to then be active and do it and change the world through your actions. That's really what the theme of this concert is about. She remarks at the end of her book that she wrote in 1992 that while she is hopeful, there is still a lot of work that remains to be done. And I wonder what she would think about the world today, and particularly our country, and how she would feel about the direction that it's heading. I hope that she would still yet be hopeful. In this piece, you'll hear the familiar tune, "We Shall Overcome," that runs throughout the piece, and then is stated beautifully at the end with the return of a horn solo. And then it just sounds like it's going to have a perfect ending, and there's a slight bit of dissonance that comes in at the end to symbolize that we still haven't completed the task. So I've been wanting to do this piece with the Wind Ensemble for a long time, and we've really got a great band that can do it. And so this is a movement for Rosa. Thank you for coming out this evening. I appreciate it, and I hope to see you soon.